Think about every person you love in this world. Your mom, your dad, your siblings, your cousins, even that one uncle everyone pretends doesn't exist. Every single one of them is quietly making you poorer. And the craziest part? You're letting them. Happily. With a smile on your face. Now, before you close this video thinking I'm heartless, hear me out. This isn't about cutting off your family. This is about understanding a pattern so invisible that it silently destroys more wealth than bad investments and lifestyle inflation combined. If you've ever sent money to a family member and knew deep down you'd never see it again, if you've ever said yes to something financially painful just because they're family, stay till the end, because what I'm about to show you is going to change how you see every single family relationship you have. Like and subscribe right now. Let's go. In 2019, the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants surveyed over 2,000 adults and found that 61% of people had given money to family members they could not actually afford to give. 61%. That's not an edge case. That's the majority. And here's the part that really stings. Most of them didn't even realize they were doing it. Why? Because the family tax doesn't come with a receipt. It doesn't show up on your bank statement labeled family tax. It shows up as a birthday gift here, a bailout there, a loan that's never coming back, a holiday dinner that somehow costs $400 when you only plan to bring a pie. Death by 1,000 cuts, and every single cut feels justified in the moment. Now, let me explain why we do this, because this isn't just a money problem. It's a deeply human problem rooted in something called kin selection theory. In 1964, evolutionary biologist William Hamilton proposed that humans evolved to protect close relatives not just because it feels good, but because it's genetically advantageous. When you help your sibling, you're protecting 50% of your own DNA. Hamilton created a formula called Hamilton's rule that basically says you will help a relative when the benefit to them outweighs the cost to you, multiplied by genetic relatedness. In plain English, your brain is literally wired to sacrifice money for family. It's not weakness, it's evolution. And the financial industry? Never mention this. Not once.
So now you understand why we do it. Let's talk about how it actually works, because the family tax isn't one big thing, it's a system, and like any good system, it has layers. Layer 1, the direct ask. Someone needs money. They call, they text, maybe they just show up. Hey, can I borrow $500? Here's the thing. Family loans have a repayment rate of less than 30%. That's not a loan. That's a gift with extra steps. And once you've given money to a family member once, you feel compelled to keep giving. Because if you stop now, the first amount feels wasted. This is called the sunk cost fallacy. You throw good money after bad, hoping it works out. It doesn't. Layer 2, the guilt trip tax. This one is sneaky. Nobody asks directly, but the pressure is there. Your mom mentions she needs new glasses. You don't offer, but now every time you see her squinting, guilt hits. So you buy them. This is anticipatory guilt. You're paying a tax that was never even invoiced. You're volunteering your own money based on emotional pressure that exists entirely in your own mind. Layer 3, the obligation event tax. Family events, weddings, baby showers, birthdays, holidays, graduations. Each one comes with an unspoken financial expectation. The average American spends $1,800 per year on family gifts and events alone. That number jumps to $3,400 for people from large families. Oh, your cousin is having another baby. Great, that's another $75 gift card you didn't budget for. Congratulations to everyone involved. Layer 4, the emergency tax. This is the big one, the one that actually derails financial plans. Someone has an emergency, real or perceived. Car broke down, parent needs surgery, sibling loses their job. Research from the Federal Reserve's 2023 survey of household economics found that families where one member regularly bails out others see 40% lower wealth accumulation over a 10-year period. 40%. That's the difference between retiring comfortably and working until you're 70. Layer 5, the opportunity cost tax. This is the invisible one, the one nobody calculates. Every dollar spent on family obligations is a dollar that didn't go into investments, And that missing dollar doesn't just disappear, it multiplies into many more missing dollars over time. Say you pay an average family tax of $200 per month. That's $2,400 per year. Invested at 8% over 20 years, that becomes $141,762. Over 30 years, $357,000. That's not money you spent on family. That's money your family cost your future self. And nobody is calculating that number. But you should be.
Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable, and I need you to stay with me. The reason nobody in personal finance talks about the family tax is simple. It makes people feel guilty just hearing about it. Financial advisors won't bring it up. YouTube creators won't cover it. And your family, they definitely don't want to discuss it. But silence isn't helping you. There's a concept called the emotional bypass, when people use emotional reasoning to skip over logical thinking entirely. When it comes to family and money, it sounds like this. They're family. I can't say no. If I don't help them, who will? They would do it for me. Would they, though? Research in social psychology shows something called the reciprocity illusion. We assume that because we would help our family, they would equally help us. But studies show financial generosity within families flows in one direction far more often than both ways. There's actually a phenomenon called the black sheep tax. In every family, there's usually one or two financially responsible members, and the entire family unconsciously gravitates toward them for support. They become the family's unofficial bank. So, the reward for being good with money is paying for everyone who isn't. Beautiful system. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Meet David, 34 years old, makes $72,000 a year, disciplined, budgets, invests. On paper, doing everything right. But David's reality: mom needs help with bills monthly, $300 a month. Brother had a car accident. David covered the deductible, $800. Sister's wedding rehearsal dinner, $600. Dad needed new tires. David offered before anyone even asked, $450. Cousin needed rent, just this once, $500. 1 year, $4,760 in family tax. David's financial advisor doesn't know about this money. It's not in any budget. It just quietly leaves his account. And David isn't talking about it because he's terrified of being labeled selfish. David isn't selfish. David loves his family. But that love is costing him his financial future without him even realizing it. This is happening in millions of households right now, and it's why so many decent earners still feel perpetually broke. All right, I know some of you might be feeling a little uncomfortable right now. That's okay, because I'm not here to make you feel bad about helping family. Helping family is beautiful. It's one of the things that makes us human. But there's a difference between helping and bleeding. And today, we're learning how to tell the difference. Strategy 1. The family budget line. Create a dedicated monthly budget line called Family. Put a fixed amount in it, whatever you can genuinely afford without touching your savings or investments. That's your cap. When someone needs help, you draw from that line. When it's empty, it's empty. This works because you're not saying no to family. You're saying, I've already set aside what I can give. I love you, and this is my limit. There's a principle behind this called pre-commitment. Research by economist Richard Thaler showed that when people set financial boundaries in advance, they stick to them far more consistently than when deciding in the moment. Strategy 2. The 48-hour rule. Any financial request from family over $200 gets a 48-hour delay before you respond. Not because you're being difficult, but because emotional pressure works best in the moment. Give yourself 48 hours and the intensity drops. You can think clearly. And here's a bonus. A lot of emergencies somehow resolve themselves when you don't respond instantly. Funny how that works. Strategy 3. Teach, don't just fund. Instead of only giving money, offer knowledge alongside it. Help them understand why they keep ending up in the same situation. Every time you bail someone out without addressing the root cause, you're reinforcing the problem. This is called learned helplessness, first studied by Martin Seligman.
When people are repeatedly rescued from consequences, they stop developing the skills to handle problems themselves. Teaching alongside support breaks that cycle. Pure funding reinforces it. Strategy 4. The accountability mirror. Once a quarter, sit down and calculate your actual family tax. Write down every dollar that left your account because of family in the last 90 days. Multiply by 4. That's your annual family tax. Run it through a compound interest calculator at 8% over 20 years. Look at that number. Nobody else is going to show you this. Your family won't, your bank won't. You have to see it yourself. And once you do, the decisions become much clearer. Here's what I want to leave you with. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That's not just a quote, that's a financial reality. The moment you start protecting your own financial future, you actually become more capable of helping your family down the road. Not because you're rich, but because you're stable, you're secure, you're not one emergency away from your own crisis. Helping family is noble, but helping family at the expense of your own future, that's not nobility. That's a slow, quiet sacrifice nobody asked you to make. The family tax is real, it's invisible, and it's costing you more than you know. But now you see it, and once you see it, you can finally choose how much you're willing to pay. If this video changed how you think about money and family, smash that like button. Subscribe because we're covering more uncomfortable financial truths nobody else will touch. Drop a comment and tell me honestly, are you the family bank? I know a lot of you are, and it's okay to admit it. I'm Mike. Remember, loving your family and protecting your future aren't opposites. They're the same thing.